Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Sorry we're a touch late. I'd like to introduce Martin Neal, Celtic manager, and Tomáš Čvančara, our striker. We'll just kick off with questions, please, and we'll go with BBC first. Thank you.
Thank you. Martin, I think I asked you in the wake of the match last week about the fixture itself and its timing. It's perhaps not ideal. What's the mood in the squad been like, and how have preparations been for a tie now you've got to come a long way back from?
Yeah, well, the preparations have been absolutely fine. Everybody except Julian, I think, have travelled with us, and so then we'll make decisions on the team tomorrow. But yeah, so we're looking forward to the game, and I think that you know, we've got some travelling fans coming here who've spent some money, and therefore we owe it to them.
The Hibs game on Sunday, you spoke about you'd have a little think about what you were going to do team-wise for this one. You're not going to tell us the team, but have you left anyone at home for this one with Sunday in mind?
No, there's only Julian has stayed at home. The rest of everybody else has come. Yeah.
So how difficult a decision is it for you then to try and balance? Oh
well, I'll have a little think about it. You know, we trained this morning, and before we headed here, the lads are in really good form. They're the disappointment of the result and behind them, and yeah, so we'll get on with it from here on in.
There may be a train of thought from some supporters, because there's such a big game on Sunday, that they would maybe want to see a weakened side, for want of a better phrase, tomorrow. Is that something that's crossed your mind at all?
A weekend side. Well, I mean, we've got very decent players here at the football club. So all players, I think, in the squad have all played in the first team. So it's not this is not this whatever side we put out won't be a weekend team, because the players are capable of playing. And there's been competition for places since I've come in, certainly before Christmas at the time, and since we've added Tomáš and a few others to the squad, so there's good competition for places.
We obviously saw the quality of Stuttgart last week at Celtic Park. How big a test and big a challenge would this be for your side to be able to go out and take the game to extra time, get through in this tie? Oh,
that would be really big, I must admit. I've seen the game back twice now in this time. Once very quickly after the match was over. You know, you're starting to think maybe your eyes deceive you. They are a very fine side, but to me it was never 4-1. I think the stats, strangely enough, if you ever believe in stats, tell you that the game was much closer, and we gave away some very poor goals from our viewpoint. Still well in the game at half time, and so on. We again we conceded some poor goals from our viewpoint. The last one was poor because you're there at 3-1, and we missed a couple of decent chances ourselves. So if we could rectify that, that's easier said than done, but if we could take our chances, and we will get some chances tomorrow, and maybe try and defy them, then we'd want to try and make it interesting.
How much is pride at stake as well? Because you obviously wouldn't have wanted to have been on the end of that scoreline, despite the fact that you say the performance maybe didn't warrant that. But in terms of pride, not wanting a similar scoreline in the away leg as well. Well,
these things can happen. You know, it's. I mean, I think you should take pride for granted. This is something that you should do, and it's if you're saying that what we're doing here is we're going to just sit back and allow them just to come on to us the whole game and just sit and keep numbers down. That's not in our interest. We could get beaten in the game, but we're certainly going to try and make a fist of this. No question about that. And again, I go back to the point about saying when we come in, we had we made this great effort to beat Feyenoord. We did brilliantly in Bologna with 10 men for most of the match, and we didn't want to waste that. So we're in a knockout competition for the first time in a while. In this particular competition anyway, I think, and this is really what I think this is what football's all about. You know, you strive all season, one, to try, in Celtic's case, to try and win the league if you can, and obviously to try and progress in Europe. Now, last season's effort in Europe in the Champions League was really excellent, and that's where all the disappointment from every angle comes into play. That said, this is what you do, and I've known this both as a player and as a manager. You've been striving all season. You see Christmas, you're still battling, and then you can go out of 2 competitions in a period of 3 or 4 days. That's happened before. But this is what you're striving for, and this will be, I'm hoping that this will be certainly the usual phrase, learning curve for us anyway in times to come on.
Last week, Martin, you spoke about the disparity financially between Scottish clubs perhaps and some of the big European nations. Does what Bodø Glimt did to Inter over the 2 legs in the Champions League give you hope that could potentially be rebalanced, if you like, addressed?
I think there's always an exception that proves the rule, like anything else. Those are terrific efforts by them, and they've shown in European football they have a massive advantage, first of all, in home legs, because they play in an artificial surface for a start. But then they travel to Inter and win the game. I don't know what the stat was. I think somebody mentioned it coming off the plane, but it was it was a very, very small possession. So they've taken everything, and it was a fantastic effort. It's a major shock. Inter Milan were contesting the Champions League final last year, so this is terrific, and that does give everybody a little bit of hope. Will they go on to win the competition? Well, if you get opportunities to play in an artificial surface, it does help. Let's be fair about it, those teams who play in those surfaces, both domestically and home, do have an advantage because they play there the whole time. But is that all? No, not at all. They have shown great heart, shown great determination, and they've got a couple of players who can definitely play. And that does give great hope if that's the case. But again, it would be more the exception that proves the rule rather than anything else, in my view.
We'll get to Tomáš in just a second. Just one more from me to you there, Martin, on the match itself. Obviously here, it's a wonderful arena. It's, if nothing else, will this be a good experience for the players?
I genuinely, even me now at my age, still getting excited about football matches in European football. It's terrific. So if you're looking at some of the younger lads coming here, lads people who have experienced a bit of European football, and some of these Celtic lads, a group of them certainly have done that. And but it's still it's exciting to play European football. It's really what it's all about. It's the ambition for every club.
Just ask your thoughts on the Austin Trusty appeal being unsuccessful. I know the club released a statement about that yesterday. Can I just get your thoughts on that?
Well, I did the interview after the game, and someone asked me, were we going to appeal it? And I thought, well, I'm really not sure about it, but the appeals are, in this day and age, seemingly worthless. That's not actually been the case. But then when I get the information coming back from the club and what has been said in VAR, then I thought, yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Because the referee, as he told me on Saturday, has seen the incident. It's not as if he hasn't seen it. He's watching it. And when he's asked by a very excited man in VAR saying, delay, and they asked him, and he said, no, it's nothing. He said, I'm just going to have a word with the players. And then he's has to trot over then to change his mind. It's ridiculous. Okay. All I'm saying is that VAR will, in time, we won't need a referee. VAR will do it from wherever they're doing it from, because that's what they did. So the referee is what? So they've asked the referee to overturn something that he's actually seen. He's seen it. It's not as if he missed the incident. Of course, that would be a different issue. And he said, and he actually says, it's nothing. It's nothing. I'm going to have a word with the players. And so I've got a player who's missed 3 games.
Are they rereffing matches?
Of course they are.
Is that happening too often?
But it's such a nonsense. I'm all on for people have missed something dramatic and in a game that constitutes something that they should have a look at. But when a referee sees the incident himself, then what he's been asked to do is, no, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. You saw something else. That's got to be debilitating for a referee. It's got to be.
Thomas, just how much are the players looking to make up for the last couple of results?
Yeah, of course, coach already said that it's still not over. We are still in the European competition, and we have to do everything what is possible on the pitch to keep going. Of course, we know that it will be a difficult game. They already show their quality in our stadium, but we are focused on this game, and we have to go for it.
What do you think has maybe been missing in the last few weeks that needs to change if you want to get a good result tomorrow, but also put in a good fight in this title race as well?
I wouldn't say that something was missing. We concede some goals which was maybe quite easily, and we have to avoid that. But I would say overall that we have a lot of quality in the team, and we just have to focus on ourselves and, as I said, keep going.
So many big games in such a short period of time. Is that something that the players should be relishing rather than fearing?
No, to be honest, we have to go game by game and try to perform as much as is possible and deliver the good results.
Thomas, I think you've played Stuttgart a few times in your career. Did you see any weaknesses in the team, the Stuttgart team, last week? I know the scoreline doesn't suggest there's many, but did you see any that you guys can capitalise on, do you think, and from your previous knowledge of them?
Yeah, I would just say that we played against them quite good game. Even the score doesn't reflect that, and we saw that we can play against them definitely good football, and we just have to create chances and score the goals.
If you can get an early goal tomorrow and take the lead, I guess the belief would then go up that you can pull the tie back, pull the scoreline back.
Yeah, of course. I think this is what we want to do and why we came.
Enjoying yourself at the club?
Yeah.
All good. And what's been the biggest positive for you?
The biggest positive, I think it's quite too soon to say something positive. I'm just happy that I am good in the group with the boys. That I try to help with my performances. I am not the one who's gonna decide if is it good enough or bad enough. But I am happy that I get the chance to play and show my qualities. And this is what I will try to keep going.
Are you all just laser focused on tomorrow night, and there's been no thought of what's a huge match coming up on Sunday?
No, first we have to go all in tomorrow, and then it's next game.
A whole heap of big games coming up, isn't there?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Okay. All good? All good, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.